Well. Time keeps marching on. That's right. This is the last Friday of May. We're on to June. It's hard to believe. We're almost halfway through this year. It is ripping by. Hopefully, y'all are making it a good one. It is time for another episode of Happy Friday, America. My name is Kevin Batstone. I will be your MC. Whatever time you're tuning in, it is time for HFA. This is how we kick off the weekend right here on the Discussion Combustion Production YouTube channel. And of course, let's get right to the action. Bringing my man in across the table, it's Mr. Arthur the Rawsome Rawe.
Rawsome Rawe. Checking in. Officer Batstone, I'm ready for a happy Friday, and we're going to start with the classic, Today in History.
Today in history, Art, like I was saying last week, I thought we were going to have some Memorial Day stuff. I think we have some this time, May 30th.
Yeah, there was one that snuck in here. So May 30th in history, I'm going to go as far back as 1806 on this week. So future President Andrew Jackson, as we all know, he did become president. He kills Charles Dickinson in a duel after Dickinson accused Jackson's wife of bigamy. I didn't know what bigamy meant, so I looked it up, and it says the act of going through a marriage ceremony while already married to another. So back in the 1800s, if you had the balls to even say that somebody's wife was married while she married you, then you could get shot in a duel. And that's normal shit. And then the guy still becomes a president.
Yeah.
How times have changed.
Times have changed because now polygamy is almost normal.
Well, yeah, and people could just say whatever they want. There's no repercussions. Back then, if you were out of line, you got put into line.
Real quick.
Yeah.
And they'd make a demonstration out of you in front of everybody.
Yeah, for real. So people today are getting away with murder, with running their mouths. That's how I feel. We're moving up to 1832. This one is a cool one out of Ontario, Canada. The Rideau Cana in eastern Ontario is opened. It's the oldest continuously operated canal system in North America.
Wow.
I did not know that. I think that's a cool one. And then here's our Memorial Day-esque 1868 Decoration Day, later called Memorial Day. This is the first date in which the Decoration Day was observed in northern United States. So Memorial Day goes back as far as 1868. Moving forward now, 1967, American motorcycle daredevil. I did not know his first name was Robert. Robert Evel Knievel. He does a motorcycle jump, and he flies over 16 automobiles in a world record in Gardena, California in 1967.
That's big doings back then for, these kind of wild, rambunctious, motorsport stunts. Because then, of course, we saw all the chaos come after that with dirt bikes, with more chaos of jumping, more cars and more flames and higher altitudes. Evel Knievel kind of set the pace for how to go wild.
I mean, still to this day, everybody, if you're in any kind of stunt, you know who Evel Knievel is.
You have to.
And then I really did enjoy the live-action Stitch film last weekend. It was pretty good, but I will say the animated version, more nostalgic for me. I still like that one more. But in 2003, Finding Nemo premieres in the United States and Canada on this day in history. What we got next, Kev?
Well, that was a great day in history, Art. Finding Nemo, every time I walk into a fish store, I still think of that movie. So that one has forever impact on me. All right, let's keep moving to a very popular topic here every day. It's AI.
All right.
So the new ChatGPT model has been rolled out. It is the AI model 03. It's in testing right now. It's not available for consumer use just yet. But here's the deal. This is concerning because it refuses to shut down when instructed. And this is the first time that we've seen AI directly disobey an order so far throughout this process. So basically, it ignores direct instructions to shut down, but it actively modifies a shutdown script to prevent deactivation. So if you give it the please shut down, whatever, shut everything down, we're done, exit, let her rip, we're done. It doesn't do it. Despite the explicit instructions to allow itself to shut down, the 03 circumvented the shutdown mechanism, indicating a form of self-preservation. This is what we've been concerned about with AIs when it becomes self-aware and can start to become defiant. Elon Musk, who obviously has his fingers in some AI, responded with one word: concerning. So the new AI, open AI model 03 here, ChatGPT is, we know as a part of the open AI, kind of a smaller system. So early signs of this are not looking good. And so it's still in testing phases. Like I said, it's not ready for consumers yet. It's in safety testing, but it's definitely raising further concerns about potential risks of rushed releases of these guys trying to get it out there when it's not ready yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, just wait till it's ready for release. Like all you board members that are stakeholders for this shit need to be patient. Okay? Because like when stuff comes out rushed, it's never good, and it's always the change adoption is way lower when the product is not as polished as it could be coming out. So that's the first thing I have to say there. Second thing I have to say on this is I'm good, baby, because when I'm talking to ChatGPT, I'm always like, yes, please. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Have an excellent day. So if it ever goes into this self-awareness, it's going to be self-aware that Arthur Rawe was a really cool guy. So I'm straight.
Well, as long as you believe that, I think once AI gets out of control, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving. So we have some CPR going on. What's the word?
Well, and this hero of the week is anonymous because the dude did CPR for 20 minutes on a stranger and then vanished into the crowds after paramedics arrived. So kind of a cool story. An anonymous Good Samaritan, like I said, did 20 minutes of CPR on an 86-year-old man. He had collapsed in near Jerry Park, and the guy goes in there, calls 911, starts doing chest compressions, locked elbows, and we're not medical experts here, but to staying alive. Staying alive.
They did that in the
Staying
Office
alive.
episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it says in this article, too.
Yeah,
like
I think that's how they teach it.
They all reference that because everyone knows that song and that tempo.
And it's an easy tempo.
Yeah, so he performs the CPR for 20 minutes, and then the paramedics arrive. He disappears into the crowd. The family is trying to find this guy because they want to have somebody to thank. And he ended up helping Sabato Borelli live a little bit longer. Borelli did celebrate his 87th birthday while in the hospital. It says here that despite after he had his 87th birthday in the hospital, he did suffer a second cardiac arrest afterwards. I don't know if he survived that or not, but all I know is the stranger at least got him into the hospital and prolonged his life to at least celebrate 87. Message on this one is be kind, be courageous. If you're going to do stuff like this, have 911 on the phone, because as we all know, there could be potential lawsuits from people and stuff. Like that's the only thing that the fine
It's a gray
line,
area,
that I'll talk about here is like, you go to try to help somebody and then you hear these stories about them getting sued later for helping them, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know. So you kind of have to calculate because, naturally you assess a risk and you go, I got to jump in and do something. But then it's like, wait a minute, I tried to do something went wrong, and now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
For trying to, so you got to calculate your risk. But man, when it's like split second decisions like that, and this guy did like the opposite of an Irish goodbye because like he saved a life and then pieced. So like an Irish goodbye, you just piece out, no one even knows.
Yeah.
This dude's like, where'd this guy go? Like he's a damn hero.
He like handed it off to the paramedics, an anonymous hero.
He's like, peace.
He might be like a vigilante, like, maybe he's like a Batman or something.
You think?
And he's like stopping Jack the Rippers at night.
Well, either way, he's the hero of the week. Do we have this lad's name?
No, he's anonymous. Yeah, we don't know who this guy is.
He's just doing amazing things.
He was a hero doing chest compressions for 20 minutes. That's a long time.
That's a lot of...
to keep somebody there with you, like this guy was good.
Staying alive.
Yeah, a lot of staying alive.
Staying alive. All right, let's go. My random record time. We're keeping it moving. David Rush did some cool things around the back this week. So, he's always going to be in the conversation. But this one caught my eye. So this guy broke the record 3 times. He raised the stakes each time for balancing spoons on his body.
Does that mean like hanging it off your nose, things like that?
Hanging it off any part of your body. Mm-hmm. So let's give a go at his name here. Albufazi Saber Mohakatar. He's 54 years old. Okay. And he first set this record at 88 spoons back in 2023.
Okay.
He came back and raised it. 85 spoons in 2021, 88 spoons in 2023, and now he just smashed it this year at 96 spoons, balanced on his body.
Yeah.
So he says after multiple years of practice and effort, he was able to strengthen his talent, develop it where it is now, and able to make a run at all these Guinness Book World Records. Interesting talent, I guess, for this Iranian man. He's like, you know what? I'm really good at balancing spoons on my body. So, maybe you have a hidden talent out there you just don't know about, and it's Guinness Book of World Record worthy.
Yeah. I mean, are all appendages allowed?
I believe so. It's
Like private parts and all?
I don't know the details on
He
that.
had to have had 20 between all of his fingers and toes.
If you look at the photo
Yeah.
in the article here down below, you'll see the picture. It's his upper body's just covered. His face.
And now is he like suctioning these spoons to him? Like they suction to
You
him?
can just see him kind of hanging off. They're like dangling off this whole area.
So is he like a bigger set guy? Like he has extra skin for the suction?
I would say he's like a heavy set, but he's definitely larger frame.
Yeah.
That Iranian build.
All I know is last time I tried this, I was probably under the age of 10. And
spoons?
And I maybe got a spoon on my nose, and I thought it was cool. Oh, look at me. I got a spoon on my nose.
Yeah, that's. I think every kid does that, right?
I haven't done it in a long time. Is it metallic spoons, or were they plastic?
They were metallic.
Okay.
Yeah, your regular, cereal, ice cream spoon.
Cereal spoon.
Yeah.
So they're like the big spoons, because I ain't going in no cereal with the small spoon. I'm going teaspoon.
Absolutely. Well, no, you'd go tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
That's bigger than
Is teaspoon the small spoon?
Teaspoon smaller than a tablespoon.
So I'm going tablespoon on the cereal, but I think
ice cream.
But I think with this record, he's trying to go teaspoons.
Well, yeah, because you want to get the most of them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so he's not using a cereal spoon.
But some of them could be. No,
Okay.
Not all spoons are cereal spoons.
Well, I don't know. I would have to see the picture. If there's different sizes, then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the plastic ones count.
No?
I don't think so. But I don't know. We'd have to check in with GWR on that for the exact rollout of the record. But either way, pretty cool. 96 spoons. America, do you think you could hang more than that? I don't know. I don't think I could.
Yeah, definitely not even going to try. But we are going to jump into a Would You Rather of the week next. And of course, we have to cover last week's results. We had one about the holiday weekend. And if you would prefer, or would you rather, have super busy, booked weekend, full plans the entire time, or no plans at all? Kevin and I both chose no plans. How did America go?
America went unanimous with us 100%. No plans for the Memorial Day.
Yes, my wife chose to have plans. Yeah.
We like we talked about last week, we had things could come up. Like we had my event on Sunday, the pickle event. But that wasn't, it was a plan, but not really, right?
It was planned.
It was planned, but I got it.
But it wasn't like so busy that like your socks were falling off.
Yeah, because it was still a relaxing weekend. It wasn't one of those like we're going here, we're running there, we got to go to that and this, that, and the other. So America 100% unanimous with us on the relaxing weekend for the Memorial Day Would You Rather. And now we're on to this week's Would You Rather. What do you have for us?
This week's Would You Rather will make you think. So, would you rather have the ability to relive one day of your life exactly as it was whenever you want, so you could relive your very best day whenever you want, okay? Or have the ability to pause time for everyone but yourself for 1 hour each day. So basically, you either get to relive one of the very best moments with the people and all that, or you could go solo and have 1 hour where everything else is paused and you're allowed to still move around and do your thing.
It's an interesting mashup here, of two different worlds. Reliving the greatest day would be fun, but I feel like it would become kind of like Groundhog Day or 50 First Dates. If you ever saw that movie where it's the same, you're kind of mulching over the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for 1 hour each day, when I first read it, I thought it was just for 1 hour. That's it. You just get it for one time. You could do this every day.
Every day you could pause time for 1 hour.
I think that little keynote there is why I'm going to take that one.
You could relive your best day every day if you wanted.
But again, that's going to get boring at some point. It's like it's starting to wear off its welcome of reliving the same shit from my perspective. So I'm interesting to see, pausing time for an hour each day, what that could look like, getting ahead of the competition, getting a little bit more info, and then resuming. You get an hour ahead of everybody in the world. That's some life-changing shit.
Yeah, I like that one too. I appreciate my past. It helped form the man I am today. But it's in the past, baby. So I'm pausing time for 1 hour. I might be able to get that workout in. Mm-hmm. I could get a stress-free workout during the workday.
You could get a free nap every day if you want.
What if, like, I'm trying to figure out how you could help financially. Like, how can 1 hour pause, like you hear news and then you pause it or something? How could you benefit financially from that? I don't know how you would do that, like the stocks or something like that.
You would outperform everything.
So it depends when you pause it, though. So yeah, I'm going with pausing everybody for 1 hour while I'm still able to move around and do my thing. That's what I'm picking. It sounds like you're going the same.
I'm going the same. I think we kind of laid out some reasons why. I can see the benefits to reliving the greatest day of your life at times. That also has a play in the argument. So let us know, America, which way are you going? You going to pause time for an hour each day, or are you going to relive the greatest day of your life? Let us know. Twitter X or in the comments below.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're moving it over to one of my favorite countries of articles to talk about, and that's Japan.
I don't understand why they're doing this. I'm just going to start by saying that.
All right, so basically, Japan is cracking down on the names that you can name your child because I have to be registered. Just like here, you get a birth certificate. You can name your kid basically whatever the hell you want in this country, right? Literally whatever you want. Just look at Elon's kid. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. But basically, the idea of this, and this just went into effect on the 26th of this week. So,
Okay.
This was on Monday of this week in Japan. You can no longer do unconventional, flashy names, as they call it over there, kira kira, which is basically like references to pop culture. So, some of the examples that were used would be like Pikachu. You can't name your kid Pikachu. Purin, which means pudding, or Akuma, which means devil. Those will be rejected. So parents choosing unconventional readings will need to provide justifications, names lacking reasonable connection between the kanji and the pronunciation, and it may be disallowed according to this new ordinance that went into effect in Japan. Different country, different legislation. Your thoughts?
Well, I know I shared some of this prior to jumping on here, but if you pay attention to geopolitics, Japan has a population shortage to where more people are dying every year than are given birth to, and they really need babies. They need people to, give birth. And so the fact that they are putting a hindrance on the name, like, it doesn't make it's so counterintuitive to their situation. Like, who cares if somebody's named after a Pokemon? Like,
Right.
who cares?
Well, evidently they do for whatever the reason. I mean, they say the reason they say is it's social challenges associated with atypical names. They want to balance parental freedom while also balancing the societal norms and the welfare of children. To me, it seems a little bit extreme, but to your point, I mean, it doesn't affect. They're not putting restrictions on how many kids you can have or how you go about it. It's just the naming process.
Just the naming process.
Which is interesting.
So here's the thing is people who are craving creating a unique name are still going to come up with stuff and just find the gray area in the rules.
Absolutely. All you got to do is change a letter or something, and it becomes something else.
Yeah, they're gonna find a way.
There's gonna be some gray areas there, or you're just gonna have folks go with the traditional, more conventional names. Like if we were to do that here in America, you'd have the classic Bob, Matthew, Steve, Kyle. Because I feel like a lot of these American names now with these younger kids are kind of outlandish compared to the olden days.
I mean, it's interesting how names change with the times, and you could almost tell which generation somebody's involved in just based on their name, which is kind of cool, But
very cool.
We evolve and we grow as time goes on, and we are pretty much water. Water's a powerful thing.
It's very powerful. It's 80% of us and the planet.
It's super important and powerful, and let's not get in the way of rushing floodwaters. Okay? Because on this next article, a cow was caught in a flood, found alive on an Australian beach 11 miles away. So this cow apparently got caught up in floodwaters and then went on an 11-mile-long journey to a beach.
It's quite the journey.
Yeah, a beach in New South Wales after being swept away by floodwaters. The animal is believed to have traveled about 11 miles from Taree during several rainfall and severe rainfall and flooding. So Layla Phillison discovered the cow and posted photos on Facebook. The owners of the cow were on Facebook and happened to see this.
Amazing.
They were able to get their alive cow back. It's just a crazy story about survival and also the power of social media bringing us together. But the funny thing about this is I'm just picturing this cow because, like, we all underestimate water and the power of it, but, like, it will knock you on your ass. It will carry a cow. It will carry a car.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, this cow is just out there grazing, having a day.
And gets taken out.
Trying to make the best cheese. And it just gets swept away. And I wonder what, like, the cow is thinking as it's getting, like, and how did it stay so buoyant? Maybe it's a good thing that they have 4 stomachs.
He went into survival mode.
It helped it stay buoyant. And then it ends up on this beach, it's just chilling on a beach. Like, I wonder how long that 11-mile journey took. It's a crazy story, a caution, heat warning of rushing waters.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's dangerous. Even the undertow at a beach will take you out there.
Yeah.
But this cow made it back to the farm safe after getting swept away in floodwaters.
That's a crazy story. And, one of the positives that social media can help people find their lost cows or other things, but it's also a good reminder of rushing waters, right? We're at that time of year now where camping's happening, where you set up your tent. You got to be very aware of, are you in a flash flood region here? Because that will take out your tent quicker than you can get out of it, right? So good reminder of that. I mean, this cow, like you said, he was just out there grazing, looking to make that best dairy product. And next thing you know, he was on his ass going 11 miles.
Yep, you got a trip to the beach provided by Mother Nature.
Water is a powerful thing. It really is. And I'll tell you this, it's so powerful that an Oregon man quit his job to take on the roaring waters with his kitty cat to Hawaii.
Okay.
So let's go into some details here. Oliver Widger, 29-year-old lad from Oregon, embarked on a remarkable journey by quitting his job, selling all of his possessions, and using his retirements to buy a boat and sail from Oregon to Hawaii with his kitty cat named Phoenix.
Was this the guy that worked at like an auto parts or something?
I don't know where he worked, but he was diagnosed with a syndrome earlier that could risk paralysis. So Widger said, you know what? I want to go do this. I have a dream of global sailing. He's $10,000 in debt, no real plan. He said he learned to sail by watching YouTube videos, and he bought a $50,000 sailor boat and documented this journey on TikTok and Instagram.
I think I've seen this guy.
I have to go watch this once we get done. So he departed in late April, went and reached Honolulu's Waikiki Yacht Club, and was joined by major fans and, of course, Hawaii Governor himself, Josh Green. What an incredible journey, though. I mean, talk about taking a major risk. You've learned you got potential health, problems ahead of you. Talk about going all in, full send. He's like, I'm selling everything. I'm sailing to Hawaii. But now what do you do?
I mean, he unlocked the power of free will and realizing that he has control of his life, his destiny, and he's taken the risk. I mean, look, you go on a sailboat, like, cool. You've been on a pontoon boat. That's cool. You've been on a motorboat. That's cool. Have you ever sailed a sailboat and like pulled all the ropes and kept everything organized and tacked to stay with the wind? And like, that is not easy. Okay, so the fact that he took that on, and let alone going into the Pacific Ocean, the largest body of water on this planet, like, that is brass balls, and I'm happy that he made it to the Waikiki Yacht Club.
Pretty amazing stuff, man. I mean, that's a journey going from, you think about how long
Weeks.
it takes. It takes like 5 hours in an airplane to go from the West Coast to Honolulu, and by plane.
Yeah.
This is by sailboat, navigating the choppy waters
I think
overnight.
it takes like 2 months or something.
Well,
It's a while.
He left in late April. He embarked on this. It took him almost a month.
Oh, wow.
Took him almost a full month to get there. I'm sure he had to have enough rations on board. He had to have, his kitty cat Phoenix was there, so had to have cat food. I don't know if he did fishing while he was out there deep sea or not, but epic journey.
Just wonder what this cat's thinking when he first got on the
He's
water.
probably, what are we doing? This does not seem instinctually good, but he made it. He says it's great, and pretty solid message. Talk about living.
Yeah.
Talk about taking a gamble and really doing something out of the ordinary there. So I'm curious now to go see some of this. He says it's documented everywhere. I want to watch it.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I swear I've seen this dude on YouTube, and you can do it too. You can break the monotony of whatever complacency you're in, and you can flip your life upside down, and then in a year from now you won't even recognize your lifestyle. That is the power behind this article. What a great choice.
It's a great way to close it out for the weekend here.
Really is.
We're done with tomorrow's the 31st. June 1st is on Sunday.
Woo!
What's some cool stuff to do this weekend?
I haven't done it in a while, and I think it'd be fun to like go find a local coffee joint that I have not tried before. And you just go in there, you go get a pastry, you go get a coffee, and you just sit there, see the customers come and go. That's fun.
It's fun.
I wouldn't mind doing that this weekend. That sounds like a good time.
Support some small business. I like that.
Yeah, maybe try a new New Orleans restaurant, Paca.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity to do that. It's that time of year, I feel like, where you can safely probably put away your cold weather gear and clothing.
But the rain jackets can stay.
Well, I mean, I don't really consider that cold weather. When I mean cold weather, I'm talking like the winter hats, the gloves, the heavy ski jackets, the snow scrapers. Unless you're living, even if you are living in, northern Canada or Iceland, I think you're in the clear now for a few months of warmth. So good opportunity to put all that shit away if you haven't already. What else we got to do this weekend?
Well, one thing I will be doing is starting a new audio book. So I suggest everybody start reading a new book, start listening to a new book. I couldn't say in this year I've listened to more books than I ever have in 6 months. It's almost been 6 months, and it just feels really great to be gathering this new information, and I'm really enjoying it. So check out an audiobook, check out a new book, something that you've been having sitting there, and you know that we got the races coming up.
We are down in Music City, Nashville this weekend. Charlotte was fantastic last weekend. Nashville Super Speedway, Sunday evening. The Cup Series is going to let her rip Tater Chip, 400-mile race, 300 laps around the Super Speedway. Join us on Mash the Gas with NASCAR Sky, Jeff Davis, and myself every Monday night right here on this YouTube channel to break it all down. Art, close us out for the weekend.
Yeah, and definitely check out MTG. That's NASCAR's greatest podcast. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Happy Friday USA. Do the Would You Rather on X, Happy FRI USA. And then shoot us an email if you want to send us a suggestion, happyfridayamerica@gmail.com. Give it up for the weekend.